Okay, so I wasn't even planning to make a video today. I should move that. But I really don't have anything better to do, so we might as well talk about them now. Anyways, Tribe tier list 2025 February. I don't when did I do the first one? It has been over a year. I'm getting ads on my own videos. Of course I am. It has been, dang it, I should have posted this yesterday. Whatever. It has been 1 year and 1 day since I've made my first UZ tier list. Well, tribe tier list, not UZ. So here's what we had last time. Ignore what this says. Unless you want to follow it anyways. Just join the server and let me know. Anyway, so this is the previous one. This is what I had from December. And since then, we had UZ plus ranks come into the game. So we've had freaking Omen Enma's event, then we had Idol Mara's event, then we had Quince 2, and then the Asu event. So a lot has changed. So let's go ahead and get started. First up, the Enma tribe. They are going to go right back down to where they were because they have not gotten any better. So I've also updated the stats for this. Pictures have not been updated. So don't think, oh my god, this idiot's not even using Idolmera because she's literally right here. So Enma, way down here. They are terrible. They are so incredibly terrible. The thing is, Omen Enma is really good, but he arguably makes the team worse because you have to get rid of Fudo Boy Gold, who has crits, and if you just get tons of crits, it's better to have Fudo Boy Gold. But then you're way less consistent, so Enma is a team that struggles for consistency, has one Fast Fever that is also a Unity, so he has to be brought, and if you don't have him, the team is garbage. I don't like having to no bonus with this team every time, but I still do it anyways, because I can. So their stats are atrocious. 13,000 HP is actually terrible. Like serious. There's only one other team close to them in terms of like HP, and they're like a whole 2,000 HP above or something. It is quite sad. So Enma quite easily goes back to being a bottom tier. Next up, we have Eerie. They've been buffed recently because of Asu. This Asu, he's got Fever Fill and Redrop, and this is Soultimate filler. He's really good. Oh shoot, no, it's not. Okay, I thought I was a Meki. I got friggin' brought here. Anyways, so we have Asu, who fixes Eerie's problem of not being chainable, which means Eerie goes all the way up to 8th place. They are still in the exact same place, I swear. The problem is that if we go over to Eerie right here, you'll see their stats go down if they don't bring BD. Their damage is probably around the same, and they're more chainable and like can exist actually, but other than that, I mean, they just lose. They are a team. That is real. That is all I can say about them. They exist. They have an extreme popper. They have a fever extender. They've got unities. They have a fast fever, and then they've got something here. Whether it's a nuclear bomb, a Soultimate filler, a revive character, whatever. It doesn't matter because they're better than Enma, and that is it. I mean, they're also better than Wicked and Wandroid, so I mean, that's a really low bar to clear considering this tribe has 4 characters. 5 if you use Yo, but he doesn't even count. So, yeah, pretty terrible. Next up, we're going to drop Slippery down to here. So the problem with Slippery is that there's not a problem, aside from like people will look at this team and think, "Oh my god, this game is terrible. Look at their stats. Look at their stats when I make this terribly garbage team that has no redeeming qualities to it other than the fact that it has 20,000 HP. That's ridiculous. I hate this game. This game is dying." And like I just want to like punch people every time I read it, cuz like why are you still playing the game then? Just go and just leave. Doesn't matter. So the thing with Slippery is that, we can actually go here to show it. You'll see that like Sal prefers to have freaking low tier Shu on the team instead of Mercury Death. At least maybe it's better when you have a Kyra because he's a Unity character and you can just do so much damage that it doesn't matter. But It just never works for me. I know that you're like supposed to just do as much damage as you can and use you to get a second fever time, but because my Kagure Zelchton has like a third hidden skill with a Peerless, he doesn't show up enough, so it never works. So I just prefer not even Mercury Death, honestly. Sometimes I'd prefer to bring Asu, just because since his attack buff skill has been fixed, it lets me make up for the fact that this team is actually terrible if you don't have Kyra. So, I mean, yeah, with all the attack buffs, if you look at my no bonus video, you'll see that, actually, let me pull it up first. So as you can see here, we get a ridiculous amount of redrops, and by ridiculous, I mean, how is it still going? Seriously, look at all of that. You see, when Asu's doing something like that, he's genuinely insane. We've gotten, like, I don't know, what is that, 5, 6, 7 attack buffs? He did 160k with 2 unities only, and then Kagure Zelchton is going to bring it up to a whopping 432. It's ridiculous. Then we just use Asu, and then we do some, you know, some popping, get some nice, cool, no attack buffs, I think, out of both of those Puni we popped, which is whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't know if I popped both of them, but I probably did. We got some attack buffs. Then we do a Seiryu. As you can see, we're doing some pretty ridiculous damage considering we only have 2 unities and have no, like, all-popper that does more damage with a combo over 100, you know, stuff like that. Nothing, like, ridiculous like that. And then we do Santa U, and I think that's just it. We just win right there. With 2 million damage done. Oh, yeah, pretty... When Asu's doing something like that, he's really good. But I would prefer to just have Mercury Death if I had Kyra. But, yeah. So they're essentially just Eerie, but they have... How much more stats do they have? Eerie has like 16k, they have 17 to 18k. So they're just Eerie, but with more stats. That's all that they are, which is nothing special. Next up, we have Mysterious. Now, Mysterious is kind of a weird case because you could argue them that they're worse than Slippery. However, at the same time, I could just make a team that's of Aqua, Beatrice, Double Z, Idol Subaru, Triple S, Cataline, the Appearless one, and then in the double S, Appearless Tattletale, or is it? It's Tattlecast. The double S, a Tattlecast with Appearless, and I could beat any throne stage because it's just fever loops. So Mysterious has a lot of weird gimmicky things that can let them just do whatever they want. In their optimal team, I have no idea what it is. You could bring Beach Natsuyomi, you could bring Spectair, you could bring Kirachara, you can bring Blue Sky Helmutsusaku. There's like 7 characters that you can swap around and it still works just as well. They're a really weird team considering that their stats are the second lowest. Like, they have some very low stats. If we just like go around to like all of these teams, they're kind of close to Brave, but Brave has gimmicks that they can get around with. Tough also has pretty low stats, but they can get around it. And yeah. So they have somewhat low stats, but because they have such ridiculous characters, it doesn't really matter. So I personally think Mysterious is better. If you want to say Slippery is better, just because I honestly can't really think of a good reason you'd want to say Slippery is better, but they're definitely better than Eerie, so sure. Next up, we have Tough. Tough is still a really good team. Like, just because I have Tough down here at literally the middle of the tier list doesn't mean that they're bad. The only problem is that if you're not doing the little exploit with Rem, let me pull it up real quick, actually, first. Is this Tough? Charming. Brave. So that means Shady would be after that. This is Tough. Okay. If you're not doing this little exploit with Rem, where you do the link and then do the Soultimate, you're missing out on, I think it's 200 or 300k. You know, and we do it twice. So you'd be missing out from 400 to 600,000 damage. That is a lot. Like, that's a freaking lot. So then we do this, then we link all of these together, or just do the most terrible job, whatever. Do the link again. Do Asu. Do I have Asu on the freaking... Yes, I do. Okay, good. Like, there have been people that are like, oh, he's like switched over to Asu. Like, I thought you were supposed to be a Jupiter Death fan. I've explained this many times. I think, at least. Jupiter Death was good because he was the damage dealer that Tough kind of needed. And now that we have Rem, who has this super broken exploit where you are missing out on literal hundreds of thousands of damage if you're not doing, considering that this guy literally can't take advantage of it because he's a tap inflator and can't just pop everything, I don't think he's that good. Not anymore. So that's the switch up. Just because Rem is that broken, it literally killed this character. So, and as you can see, we do the exploit again on future Ren, and then we do Tamonten, and like as you can see, we've done the exploit twice and we haven't even killed the throne stage. We have a revive though, so it's not like it's not all gloom and doom. But how many Soultimates is this? So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Soultimates. They win in 7 Soultimates, I think. Which, doing 2 million in 7 Soultimates is very impressive, but considering you have to deal with Rem not really having good skills to start off with, like, this is the board I start with. And, like, if you notice, we got a redrop with Rem, but even then, I didn't even get her G Soultimate ready, so we lost a little bit of damage from that. So, tough is still really good, obviously, but if you're not doing the exploit, then they're not that crazy. And so, you know, and you can mess up the exploit or just not get enough rems, which happens sometimes. But they're still really good. Next up, we have Shady. They have been dethroned from first place, in my opinion. They are better than when they were last time, I think. Yes, they are, because QB came out. Their stats are pretty nice, I think. Because counters are like 1.4k, Jane just out heals a counter now, like assuredly. So, and considering she can also guard, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like bringing Pekora, and if we see over here, so does Sal. I don't know if I did this, but I just want to say I had not seen anybody using Pekko until I accidentally did it for what was it, the Lightwing Zomatsu stage? It might have been. I don't know. I'm not the only one who came up with this, but I definitely got people talking about it at some point, probably. I will 100% take credit for that. So QB's really good. She's a fever extender that's super spammable that also has Unity. So she just kind of replaces Hinozal, who is the same thing except she's self-sustainable. You can also bring Miku instead, but I just like the start big of Pekko. Helps get Jane's ultimate up. And she's still spammable as well, so normally I just do like Pekko, just Pekko, QB, Suisei, do spam as many QBs as I can, and once I run out, I do Asu's ultimate, then do 1 to 2 more Suisei, not sweet, God. After Asu, I do 1 to 2 more QBs, then a Pekko, and then Jane fires her ultimate off at some point in there, and then they do like, what was it, 2 million or something? 2.3 million, I think? Yeah. Let's just go back here, and then we'll speed it up 2 times. You do Fever Extend, then we do some linking, Jane's ultimate fires. I would have linked those Puni, but I guess not. Then we do an Asu's ultimate, then we get Suisei, then we do a QB, then we do a Pekko, and we did 2.8 million. That's not even the highest I've ever gotten before. I don't know how many guards I got before this. Let's see if we can figure it out. How many guards did I get? We have 16k HP because of perma bonuses. No guard. 1 guard. So yeah, 1 guard. And I guess we'll just wait and see. Yeah, and there's not even any sort of Janes on the screen just because my board luck is atrocious. And no heal too. So just 1 guard, terrible luck, and no heal. And we still did 2 million damage just because I was goofing off. So Shady is definitely still really good. I prefer them over Tough just because Tough doesn't really have any sort of mechanics that can make up for like a skill issue or bad luck. Meanwhile, Shady does. So, yeah. Then next up, we have Brave. They're back on being a good team, literally just because of Idol Mara. Mara is ridiculous. She's a UZ plus, all popper that does more damage with a combo over 100. that has drop big. She does 400k per Soultimate. Do you know how ridiculously good that is? 400k per Soultimate. She also buffs up Megumin and Itsuki. Now, my Megumin is freaking OB10. But as you can see here, they did 1.3 million before she even fired. So, the cool thing about Idol Mara is that because she has drop big, you always have her Soultimate ready. And after I do some linking, do an EX pop, then we do a Fever extend, and make sure we link some Mara so we can spam her. Then we do Mara, then I think we do, yeah, that Mara. Then I think we might do another one. No, we do a Yami Kenmo because I didn't get enough Maras. Oh, there we go. Yeah, if I had enough HP, I would have done another Mara. We would have done 1.7, and then, yeah, as you can see, we do a lot of damage. This wasn't even a good run for Brave, because I really just didn't get, like, many Megumines at all, which, I mean, I kind of did, and I have Easy Link Megumines, so kind of makes up for it, but, yeah. Not as many as I normally would want, so not as crazy as it could have been. And I just didn't get instant fever time, so not as crazy. We took a normal I didn't want to take, but whatever. Brave is still absolutely ridiculous. Having a character to spam while Megumin fires off her like 1 million damage Soultimate is very ridiculous. So yeah, pretty cool. Literally, if this guy wasn't an AoE, they would still be in the exact same place, just because I think these two tribes are so broken. So which one is better? Well, let's take a look at Charming first. We have Charming, which was buffed with Golden Claws. Golden Claws is actually one of the most weird characters ever. He is a Buster's boss, and he is cracked. So he is an extreme popper. He has Fever Fill and Starter Ranged. So his kit doesn't really sound, too crazy. Starter Ranged is something Heartful already does. But his is special. The thing that makes Golden Claws' Starter Range so unique is that you can control it. So if we go over here, put Golden Claws in the center for a center bonus, he is the bottom character. If Shuka's over here, she is the next lowest character. Then this is the next lowest, then this is the second highest, and this is the highest character. It is very useful to always know, okay, Shuka is going to be the second highest character so I can get instant fever. Doesn't work like that with Summer Setsuna. It would be so nice if it did, though. But what Heartful does have is the new freaking Nyanbo Elzamekia. So here we have Riri Kakag after doing 440 cranks, having the character. And here she is doing a whopping big hunk of damage. What was that? Is that 500k? There's no way that was 500k. I refuse to believe it. So 476 to about that. So that's like 960. That's with Noelle on the team instead of Summer Setsuna. But this is also her at G1. So at the very least, she is doing 450k per Soultimate. That is so much more than Bazaria is doing. Bazaria is doing like 350 or something. Elzamekia is 100k more. And they also have higher stats. So really, the difference between them is, do you want a guaranteed instant fever time? Or do you want a character that's doing 100k extra per Soultimate? That is also, the team also just, they definitely hit harder. Like, I just gotta say, like, their highest ranked character is an EX popper. Their highest ranked character is an all popper that does more damage with a combo over 100. That is ridiculous. In 3 Soultimates, she's doing like 1.35 million. That is broken. So I am saying Heartful is back on the #1 team in the game. 1 year later, they are back on #1. It is so funny. So incredibly funny. That after a year, Heartful is in the exact same place. That is hilarious. So this is what I think the tier list is. If we want to put like swappable symbols, we can do this, then this. Other than that, team is definitely set in stone. If you want to like separate them into, okay, we already done that. Separate them into tiers. This is what I would separate them like. Slippery. Mysterious is just the weirdest team ever. Enma is just almost not even viable. Eerie is like a tier above Enma, but a tier below Slippery. Slippery's just kind of gatekeeping. And Tough, I don't think Tough is as good as Shady, but still really good. Then with these two, I mean, they're not at Shady's not on the level of these teams, but also not on the level of this team. So we're just gonna put them here. And then these two are just ridiculous teams. So yeah, there we go. I don't even. There's no argument for Charming of a Heartful in my opinion. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I guess I'm gonna go farm treasure rooms because they have a rate up now. Yippee!